Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today, we're making chocolate zucchini bread. Now this is definitely a great healthy option for creating a bread that looks and feels like a pound cake. And you would never know that one of the main ingredients in this dish is zucchini. So, let's get started. Alright, so for the ingredients, we're going to need 1.5 cups of shredded zucchini, or about half of a large zucchini, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of natural unsweetened cocoa powder, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of instant coffee powder, 3/4 cup of milk chocolate chips, 2 large eggs, 1/4 cup of canola oil, 1/4 cup of plain yogurt, half a cup of granulated white sugar, and finally 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Alright, so let's get into making this chocolate zucchini bread, the next best thing since sliced bread. Before you get started with preparing the food, you want to adjust the oven rack to the lower third position and preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. And now, how you shred your zucchini is totally up to you. I have this fancy kitchen tool that shreds it into spaghetti style noodles, but feel free to use a sharp knife to shred the zucchini as well. You don't want to have long noodles of zucchini, so if you're using a shredder like I am, you always want to double back and chop up those noodles into smaller pieces. But once you have the half of the zucchini shredded, you want to place these shreds between 2 paper towels and press them together to absorb some of the moisture from the zucchini. And while we're in the pressing mode, this would really help me out if you press that like button too. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to see more amazing recipes just like this one. But it is key to press the zucchinis out to absorb some of that moisture from them, otherwise you're going to result in a soggy bread. So make sure you don't skip that step. And then you can set the zucchini aside, wrapped in the paper towels, while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. So now separately in a large mixing bowl, you want to whisk together your flour, the cocoa powder, the baking soda, the baking powder, your salt, instant coffee powder, and finally the chocolate chips. Mixing them until they're all well combined. And these serve as your dry ingredients. And once they're all combined, you can set them aside. Now in a medium-sized bowl, you want to whisk together your eggs, the oil, your yogurt, the sugar, and finally the vanilla extract together until they're well combined. And this creates the wet ingredients. And now you want to pour in the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and lightly whisk them together until they're just combined. Overmixing this will result in a very dense bread, and we don't want that. Once this batter has just combined, you want to use a rubber spatula to fold in your zucchini pieces. And this will create your final batter for the recipe. So for baking, you want to spray a 9-inch by 5-inch or an 8-inch by 4-inch loaf pan with non-stick spray. And then you want to pour your batter into the prepared loaf pan, making sure to spread it evenly along the bottom surface of the pan. We're going to bake this for 45 to 55 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. And you always want to monitor this loaf as it may finish closer to 45 minutes versus the 55-minute mark. Your aim here is to not overcook the bread. So I took mine out at the 45-minute mark, and I'm inserting a toothpick now, and as you can see, there's no crumbs left on the toothpick. So it's finished baking, and we want to allow this to cool completely in the pan set on a wire rack. Once the pan is cool to the touch, you can remove the bread from the pan and slice it into thick slices. I generally aim for about 1 inch of thickness, which will result in typically 6 to 8 slices of bread. and this chocolate zucchini bread is now ready to serve and enjoy. And just like that, you've made chocolate zucchini bread right at home. This definitely leans more towards one of the healthier options for desserts, while not skimping out on that sweet flavor. And this bread can be stored in an airtight container, and it should last you up to 5 days if it lasts that long at all. But as always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 2, Elevating Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on the screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button for me. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to see more recipes just like this one. And sharing is caring, so if you think someone else will enjoy this just as much as you did, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week, where we present you a new take on the classic southern dish, chicken and waffles. I think you're all gonna really love this one. Well, thanks again for watching. I really mean it. You guys are the greatest. Check out more recipes on my page now, and I'll see you next week on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.